My name's Lydnsey, and I'm 22 years old.
Okay, cool. All right. To you, what is God like?
To me, God is more like an energy than any sort of person. It's an energy that's within everything, living, not living, animated, non-animated. It's everywhere. It's not even so much a God, just a universal being.
Okay. And so God is like in your cigarette there?
Yep. I am smoking God.
You're smoking God. Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, everything that you do, everything that's around you has a certain energy to it. I don't know if you're familiar with auras, energies, that sort of thing. It's everywhere. And everything that you do has an effect on other people's energy, other things' energies, all that sort of stuff.
What do you think is important and not important to God?
I think that the way you treat other people, other living things, the way you treat your environment, the way you treat yourself is very important to God, per se. What I don't think is important to God is how you look, where you come from, the color of your skin. I don't think that matters at all. I don't think it matters if you live rich or if you live poor, as long as you're making other people happy as well as yourself.
How would you describe your religious background or church involvement, if any?
Well, I grew up all over the place. My father was in the military, so I grew up everywhere. I've been to Baptist church. I went to Baptist church when I was really little, but I was raised in an Irish Catholic family. So I've also been to temples. I've been to aura readings. I've been to psychics. I've been to a lot of different churches. But I don't necessarily believe in organized religion. It's just, I've been to so many churches. I've been to Catholic church. I went to Bible study, but I grew a distaste for it.
Okay, why did you?
Mainly because I found a lot of the churches weren't so much focusing on the people or the people's belief, but they were focusing on money, monetary gain. They were focusing on stature, socially and monetarily, and I didn't think that was right. Not to mention, I do believe that the Bible has really good morals, but I also believe that it was written thousands of years ago, and
I don't think it's relevant to you even.
I think some of them are. I was raised with a lot of biblical morals. Being raised in an Irish Catholic family, I was raised with a lot of the stories from the Bible. And I believe in those morals. I believe do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You know, I believe no adultery, no killing thy neighbor, none of that. But I also believe that a way a person lives their life, if it makes them happy and it's not harming others, then I think that's okay. So some aspects of the Bible, I think people take a little, they don't take them too far, they take them too literally, when it should be more of a moral code.
So you don't believe in absolute truth?
I believe in an individual absolute truth.
Okay, and
whereas
explain that to me.
One person has their own absolute truth, has something that they're there to do. Whereas I have an absolute truth. You know, I have something that's true to me, but it may not be true to you, because we may have different backgrounds, we may have experienced different things. You may have had a near-death experience that I didn't have. Therefore, you may believe in life after death, I may not.
Okay.
Or vice versa. So I believe in an individual absolute truth.
Okay. Do you believe that those truths can contradict one another? Okay, and it's still okay?
Oh yeah. I believe that God has many different names.
Okay.
God may be Buddha. God may be Tao Te Ching. God may be Jesus. It's an individual absolute truth, and they contradict each other. But I think that the universal is getting at the same thing.
What do you think? I don't know if I asked it. Did I ask you what do you think it takes to be straight with God?
To be straight with God.
Yeah, to get things straight with God.
I think it takes an extremely open mind. I think it's a willingness to accept all people as they are, and all people for their beliefs, and accepting them, not understanding them. You don't necessarily have to believe what they believe, but if you can accept and understand what other people believe, it'll open your mind so much more, and it'll bring out so much more experience. It'll open your horizons so that you can understand the world that somebody has created. Whether it be us or whether it be God, somebody's created it, and you can understand that. So whoever's God it is, you can understand their God too, because in their minds, their God has created it.
Describe what the term Jesus Christ means to you.
The term Jesus Christ means...
Or who was Jesus Christ?
Jesus Christ, in my mind, was a leader. Whether he was fictional or not, I don't think that matters. I think that he was a leader in the respect that he has led a lot of people. And just like any leader, not everybody follows him. Not everybody believes that his leading capabilities were right for them. But I think that's okay. I think he was a leader just like any of the rest, even though he may have been a divine leader to a few.
Do you believe that he was raised from the dead, as the Bible teaches?
I believe it's possible. I don't know if he did, but I believe in life after death. I believe that the so-called miracle can happen. I've seen miracles happen, so I think he definitely could.
And just to touch on it a little bit, you touched on it already, but from your perspective, what are the major problems of the church today?
It's too much of a focus on money, too much of a focus on what other people are believing. They're trying to change too many people's minds. Whereas, in my mind, let's take the Catholic Church just for one. I'm not pitting them down. I'm not saying that they're the only ones that have problems. I'm just saying let's take the Catholic Church for one. They took a lot of their beliefs from the Celtics, from the Druids. And they took those Celtics and the Druids and their beliefs and their many gods, and they changed them. They were like, you believe in one God, you are now monotheists. And I think that has carried over to where they're persecuting people who do not believe in what they believe in.
So they're persecuting polytheists.
Right. Whereas I've encountered polytheists, I've encountered monotheists. I don't think any of that matters, because I think it's just basically what you believe is what you believe. And I don't think it's right for any church, whether it be Buddhist, Catholic, Christian, Jewish. You know, it's a love of everybody and everything. It's not necessarily loving just the person who believes exactly the same as you, because that'd be a really boring world, in my opinion. But then again, you can't expect one church to say we accept everybody. You know, then you get the Universalist Unitarians, and it's just, and they're great because they do accept everybody. You know, I've never met a Christian church that accepted Jewish people so readily.
Right.
But it's fantastic in that respect, because it's just everybody getting together and celebrating.
And what do they celebrate?
They just celebrate life. They celebrate everything together. One of my ex-boyfriends was a Universalist Unitarian, and he was just, it was wonderful because they accepted everybody. Whether you be Jewish, Buddhist, Taoist, they just accepted you. And even though the premise of it was Christian, they took the Christian premise of loving thy neighbor, and they took it to the umpteenth degree, where they were like, we love you all. Whether or not you believe the same thing, it doesn't matter, because we're celebrating life. Okay?
Well, I didn't want to take up a whole break, but